Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be trying out KYLIE Cosmetics. I wanted to do a full video on a bunch of the more popular products to show you guys what they look like, try them all on, and give my honest feedback on what I think of these formulas. I actually purchased from KYLIE in the beginning when they had the initial bronze palette, a few of the lip kits, but I haven't purchased anything since the reformulation. So I thought it would be a good video to do. I wanted to try out a bunch of these new products, and then I can also compare to some of the old ones. For instance, I did get the new bronze palette, and I wanted to show you guys it compared to the old one. The packaging did change on this as well, and it was black with a mirror. This is the first one that came out. So I wanted to show you whether you need the new bronze palette if you have one of these old variations, because the colors are quite similar. Show you the differences in this video, and just a ton of the really popular products that KYLIE Cosmetics does. If you are new here, I would love if you would subscribe to my channel by hitting the red subscribe button, the bell if you want to be notified of all my future videos, and let's jump into this review of KYLIE Cosmetics. Obviously, already have my foundation concealer done, and I wanted to start off by setting the face. So I have here the KYLIE setting powder in translucent. This has somewhat of a beigey banana tone, not quite banana, but definitely there is some color. It's not a true transparent in my opinion. This definitely warms up my complexion personally because it has quite a yellow undertone. Pretty close to a banana powder if you ask me, but not quite so yellow, but definitely not translucent in my opinion from using this. So I do like the packaging of the translucent powder. It is one of those ones with a netting on it. This is what the cap looks like, so it kind of seals it. It's not going to get everywhere. You can kind of dip in and get the powder through the netting that way. So I do like the packaging of this. It's a little bit hard when it gets to the bottom, pressing into that netting. I'd prefer to dump it into a cap, but it does work in the beginning. I'm just going to set one side of my face so you can kind of see the warmth it brings my skin. This is one side of my face lightly set with the powder. You can definitely see that it's perfecting. It's smoothed out my skin, minimized the shine, and overall this is how I like my face to look compared to this side of my skin, because you can see the texture, nothing set down. This is 100% more perfected. It does add that slight bit of yellow. You can't really tell on camera. Well, maybe a little bit actually. You can tell there's a slight yellow cast to my skin. So if you are fair, I don't think her version of translucent will work for you unless you have a very warm undertone, just because it does deposit some color on the skin. So I'm just gonna go ahead, set the rest of my face, and if you're curious, this retails for $26 Canadian, and I bought all my KYLIE Cosmetics on Shoppers Drug Mart. You can get it from KYLIE's website. If you're in the US, I believe it's on Ulta as well. Bunch of places you can pick up KYLIE Cosmetics. I do find this also slightly lighten my skin after I have set it. I do have a little bit of a tan going on. Nothing too much, but I do feel it does lighten my skin ever so slightly. Moving on to the eyes, I have the bronze palette right here. This retails for $36 Canadian, and you get 10 shades in here. Very, very similar to the original bronze palette. Has 9 shades, and you get a black in the bronze palette. That's kind of the main differences. A couple of the shimmers are a little bit different, but the mattes in general are fairly similar, minus the black shade. If you have this, I don't feel you need this, because honestly you can create a little bit more dimension using that black. I think that enhances this palette specifically for me. If you just want bronzy tones, this is a nice palette. If you don't have it, you'd probably like this neutral bronze, but you just can't create the depth that a black shadow gives in this palette. But you can go pretty deep with the shade brunette, just not obviously as deep as a black. Here are swatches of the shades side by side, but I think match up in both the palettes. You can make a decision for yourself. I do feel like they're very similar to not warrant the cost of buying the new one if you already have the other one. And they're close enough that if you like the original and you ran out of that, getting the new one is definitely worth it because it's very, very similar. In one of my videos, I was wearing a shade very similar to Take Notes in this palette. And these kind of tones really bring out the green in my eyes. So I'm going to keep this look fairly simple. Normally I do my eyes first to prevent fallout. So I'm just going to have to be really careful. So just packed on the color with a rougher O2 brush. And then I'm going to go ahead with a clean blending brush. This is a BK Beauty 202, and just buff out the edges. I love that the mattes are really easy to blend out. I like the formula of the original, and this one is just as good to me. I'm taking a little bit of Peaches. I'm just going to blend out that crease further. Now I'm going to start smoking out the lower lash line using more of the matte shades. Gonna go in with Mocha Latte and finish off with Brunette. And I'm using a Sigma E15 brush. You can see the tones really bring out the green in my eyes. I do have a little bit of fallout underneath my eyes, so I'm gonna have to fix that up before we move on to the rest of the face. I wanted to show you the Kyliner. I haven't tried this yet. It retails for $23. It is a brush tip liquid eyeliner pen, and I've seen that this is really dark and matte, so I'm excited to test it out. I love that it's a brush tip. Packaging is nice, glides on really nicely. I love that it's a brush tip. Super fine point. Probably one of the most easy to work with pen eyeliners I've ever used, honestly. Super, super fine tip, very precise, a lot of pigment coming out, and it's drying matte, very black. Really like this. That is the eyeliner complete. You can get a really thin line using that pen, nice and sharp wings, without even cleaning it up right now. You can get a pretty sharp line. So now I'm gonna go ahead, finish off the eyes, clean up my under eye, come back, and we will finish off the face. Next, we have the pressed bronzing powder. I got mine in the shade 600, which is the shade Almond. Love the packaging of this, nice and sleek. You can store these really nice and easily because it has that flat bottom. Love the square packaging. Really simplistic. When you open it up, the bronzer as well as the blush has this insert which has the drips on it, which just comes off. So I really love this tone. It is a perfect neutral sort of bronzer for me, which works when I do have my natural tan in the summer. So I really like this color. Probably a little too deep for me right now, but I'm still gonna use it. I was searching for a color with this sort of undertone that was deep enough for the summer. So I'm going to be getting a ton of use out of this. I've already got a lot of use in a couple of my videos you guys would have seen. Just gonna slowly build this up using a light hand because it is pigmented, but not too pigmented, because you definitely can build this up. So if you're around my skin tone, medium skin tone, leaning tan, and you have a neutral undertone, this is the perfect bronzer for us. Honestly, I just love this color with my undertone for my skin tone. So this works even better for me when I have a little bit more color, but you can definitely see how it looks now. It's just a really flattering shade. So I'm very, very happy specifically with the tone. The formula is nice. I don't think it's better than any other sort of bronzers. There's definitely some other formulas that I like better than this, but the tone of this is what makes it truly special for me. And it's a decent enough bronzer formula for me to reach for. So I do recommend this specifically if you're similar in coloring to me. And then I end up picking up two of the blushes. These ones I always see Kylie wearing on her social media. Her makeup artists always use these on her. And the one that was really hard to get a hold of is the shade Winter Kissed. It has that same sort of insert you can just take out. And then I also picked up Baddie on the Block, which the insert just fell out. It's on my floor now. Same thing though. The blushes are also $23 Canadian. And she does have highlights as well, which I didn't pick up. The formula is a little bit more pricey. I don't wear highlight too often, so I didn't pick up one of those. But I was going to show you both of these blushes. I think they're absolutely stunning. I know these bubblegum, really light powdery pinks are really popular right now. However, the shade that I am in love with is Baddie on the Block. I think this is such a beautiful coral peach shade with a little bit of pink. It's just stunning. I'm obsessed with this shade. So I'm going to apply this one to the back portion of my cheeks, and then I'm going to do Winter Kissed on the front portion. In the videos I haven't done a try new makeup or tutorial, this is what I've been wearing on my face. It's so pretty. A lot of powder gets on the brush when you pick it up. You can see that. A lot of pigment. So I like this blush brush because it does pick up quite a bit. Specifically with this shade, I feel like I do need a lot for it to show up, but when it does, it's so pretty. It gives that baby doll, really youthful look to the skin. I just love how this sort of tone brightens the face. Even when I have more of a tan going on, I Just find it very flattering. I'm just getting nice and blushy so you can see the two tones. How pretty is that? Very blushy. And I end up picking two new lip kits that I wanted to try. I have the shade Bear and the shade Kylie. So this is Kylie's go-to lip color, but she uses Iced Latte lip pencil with it. This is just the Kylie lip pencil that comes with the kit. And then I also have Bear right here. I'm gonna start off with Bear, then finish with Kylie. Bear is the lightest shade, so I figure it would be easier to wipe off. So using the corresponding lip pencil. These ones haven't done that weird thing where they fall out yet for me for the new ones. So hopefully the component is actually tighter, because the old ones, how I would sharpen them would just give it a good shake and it would come out that way. But I actually need to sharpen this right now. The lip kits retail for $37 Canadian, or you can buy the matte liquid lipstick or lip pencil separately. Bear lip pencil is very, very light. I much prefer more of a contrast to my lips. So when I do wear the Bear liquid lipstick, I usually pair it with a brown tone, deeper chestnut or mocha lip pencil. I think looks really pretty with this particular color. Only need one thin layer with this formula. It's super, super thin. It is slightly drying on the lips, wears a good amount of time. Comfortable, but like most liquid lips for me, it is on the more drying side, so I can't wear these every single day on my lips personally, unless I'm putting some sort of hydration on top of this, like a gloss or any kind of lip balm to just hydrate my lips. And this shade does go a little bit darker as it dries down. I find the shades do tend to change on the dry down, so it's important to see what the color looks like on your lips with that dry down, because I do feel like these look different on everyone. That's the shade Bear, really, really pretty. And I'm gonna remove this and apply Kylie. You can probably guess that Bear is my favorite shade though, but mixed with a brown lip pencil, because I don't like how the lip pencil seems a little bit lighter than this lipstick. This is the Kylie Liquid Lip Kit. You can see that there is a contrast between the lip pencil and the lip color, which I personally really like. I can blend it in a little bit more, but I wanted to show you that there is that difference. Whereas the Bear Lip Kit, you don't really have that kind of contrast, which I'm looking for to create depth and definition. So I would honestly recommend just picking up the Bear Liquid Lipstick separately than the kit. You're going to save some money and just use it with whatever lip pencil you have, just because the lip pencil in that kit is a little bit disappointing. I actually really like pairing the Kylie lip liner with Bear. I think that's a nice contrast. If you happen to pick up both of those, you can kind of mix and match. I'm just not a fan of the Bear lip liner. Here is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and my review of KYLIE Cosmetics. There's only one product that I personally don't feel is worth it for me, and it's the translucent powder, only because it isn't really translucent. It does have that super yellow quality to it. It is perfecting, no coverage, it's translucent in that sense, but it does alter my skin tone slightly, which can work out if I need to do some color correction. However, for the most part, my foundation is pretty good at matching at this point. This I won't be reaching for as often as the other products. However, the bronzer blushes, absolutely love. I've gotten a lot of use out of the lip kit, surprisingly, minus the Bear lip liner. The eyeliner was the first time I used that today, and I am blown away by that. That's one of the best things that I've honestly tried. And for the eyeshadow palette, tons of bronze palettes out there. Don't think you absolutely need it. And you definitely don't need it if you have the original bronze palette. So that is my overall opinion of KYLIE Cosmetics. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed filming it. Love the look that I created. And I hope you guys maybe find some things to pick up that you want or can pass on, save you some money, and this video helped you out. If you have not already, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, join the family here, hit the bell if you want to be notified of all my future videos, and I will see you guys in my next video.